Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever the case it may be. Welcome to my stream. I'm Zero One. Thank you for joining me. Today we're getting back into our streaming Minecraft world, and I still have no idea what I'm going to do or what I was doing previously. I know I finished up the auto smelter or the super smelter, and I was wondering about ways to actually deal with the output of that. And while I generally had planned to do a big auto sorter at the bottom, I'm now kind of leaning towards trying to use the copper golem, which is in an upcoming release this fall. Last week I checked it out a little bit in a pre-release snapshot of Minecraft Java and found it had some neat things and some limitations, and I've been watching other videos on it, and yeah, an auto sorter based around it could be done, though I'm still not sure I like the idea because it seems like it's not going to be as efficient. But maybe we'll come back to that. But I'm kind of leaning towards trying to make a spider farm today to make up for the failed one I attempted. But I don't know. Let's figure out what we're doing. So, without any further ado, we're here in the game. Like I said, this is the output from this super smelter up there, and it does work quite rapidly, and I'm very pleased with it. But I had carved out all of this space with the idea of making this my auto sorter and storage area, but that's looking like a no now for the most part. I wonder what beasties are out there. Anyway, what I also need to do is to figure out a couple of things. Most importantly, why my unloader isn't working properly. When I get a cart over here, what it's doing at the moment is just immediately backing out of here, which it shouldn't be doing. It should. Let's run all the way down here and get the cart. What it should be doing is stopping to completely unload and then return. What I'm going to do is short circuit it down here temporarily. It should only come back that quickly if it's empty. And while it's not completely full, it is not empty at this point. And yet it's ejecting itself right back out. But this system should be working. All right, so grab that. I swear I have more rails and more Powered rail. Need a little redstone for a torch or two. Where are my comparators and repeaters? I know I have some of those. Or had some of those. Unless, of course, they completely disappeared on me. It may be that I put them in the house. I have cobblestones, so I don't need that. Hmm. Maybe they're in the house. Repeater, comparator. Have any sticks on me? I do. I need a hopper, a chest, which I don't think I saw down there either. But you know, those neither of those are difficult for me to acquire or make. Oh, make? All right, fine. All right. Looks like we've recovered on YouTube at least. Let me check the others. Looks like everywhere except D Live is live. I'm not sure why D Live is down when everything else is recovered, but or seemingly recovered. Hey Ashley, how's it going? Are things seeming okay over there on YouTube? Because I'm still seeing some weird problems. YouTube's telling me it's not receiving enough of my signal. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. And I'm not going to worry about it. But Yeah, things have decided to act weird all of a sudden, which is normal for me in my life. So I shouldn't be too surprised. I already have chest. Okay. All right, let's go outside and see what's going on here. Let's do it about here. That way I don't have to worry about digging up land. Yes, I am. I don't mind being a hermit. Although I do have a nice house up there that my girlfriend, Spring, built me. It can be. All right, so what I've been seeing here, out of the way, is... No, let's not go that direction. I thought about that, and that was originally a big part of my plan, but then I decided that the house was too nice and I didn't want to wreck it. Okay, we need a comparator down there. Not there, but I guess that'll work for the moment. Hmm. Well, it shouldn't really matter which direction the cart comes in from. Yeah, and I generally do what I want and how I want it. But there's all sorts of things I consider and reconsider and replan. And the repeater needs to go there. Da, da. I think redstone torch there. I think that's how this is supposed to go, if I remember correctly. Alrighty. And it's appreciated. See, that's how it's supposed to work. As long as it has something in it, it's supposed to sit there. Now, this isn't exactly how I have it downstairs, but it's very similar. Now, the difference could be because I have everything on this side, all of the detecting on this side. And so we'll try moving everything over here and see what happens. So in theory, it really shouldn't make any difference. I think this is the exact orientation, directions wise, that I have it downstairs. The only thing I can think of that might be causing a problem is maybe it's coming in too hard. Yeah, it does seem to be bouncing there. So maybe I need to remove that rail or powered rail down there. Take these things with me and let's get back inside. The last powered rail before we get to the thing. This one. It still bounces out. I know my initial plan was to try to use a detector rail, and a timer, but let's see if that's causing part of the problem. Looks like it could be. Hey, you were supposed to stop. Alright. More stuff that it can't possibly do anything with. I can just grab out of the box. Okay, there we go. We'll make the assumption that the detector rail and the powered rail down there were the problems. Probably shouldn't have done that quite yet. I'll take those baked potatoes as well. What I need is a plan, man. Not to just randomly run off to do stuff. Even though that, in its own right, is a plan. All right. I don't know what I did with my other bed. Well, let's see if we have one in here. Must have left it in the mine. Well, not the mine, but the hole. in one of the chests. I don't want to make another bed. Ah, there's one. Okay. We have water, we have food, we have crafting table, few pickaxes. How do I make a ladder? I have wood on me? I do not have wood on me. But I do have sticks in general. Okay, not too hard to make a ladder. Put those in more appropriate places. More sticks. And we'll take some cherry planks with us. Okay. What I'm kind of thinking about doing is building a column up above maybe that little peninsula or island and start constructing a mob spawner over there. From there, well, I don't know. From there, hey Smash, how's it going? But column up, ladders all the way, and build mob farm over there. One with specialized platforms for several different mobs. One for spiders, one for creepers. I'm not doing too bad. But I don't know. The problem with doing a mob farm in general is that you then, at least in a survival world, you then have to worry about how to get up there for AFK and get back down again eventually. And I never want to just AFK on this stream. Unless, you know, I'm going to the restroom or something. It's taken me years to get that number of subscribers. So if it hasn't taken you several years to get 11, then thank you very much for the sub. But if it hasn't taken you 4 or 5 years to get 96, then you're doing better than I am. So, yeah, I think this might be the okay place to actually build the spawner. Well, the farm. Up there. Way up there. What level are we at? 88. Meant to put that away. Let's put our craft table down. What do you primarily stream or upload? Minecraft? Alrighty. Have fun. When I get to the top here, I'm going to try the water bucket clutch, which I've never tried before, and I don't expect to succeed. Just because, you know. If I die, I die, and, you know, I have keep inventory on, so it really doesn't make any difference. I won't lose any XP, I won't lose any equipment. It'll just be another embarrassing moment. There we go. Thank you officially for this for the follow. I don't know why it took so long. Or subscription. Subscribe. Alright, let's get our water. This is kind of claustrophobic. Alright, here we go. And I died. But I expected that, so no big deal. Let's get our bed ready to put down. Maybe my bed was over here, because I remember I was playing around over here somewhere. Stinking drowned. All right. I'm gonna need to go get some more granite. Not granite. Cobblestone, and I have plenty of that. So the bad thing is, I left it all over there. I didn't bring it with me. I didn't think that far ahead. We'll go deal with this jerk. Whoops. I'm not afraid of you. I should be. Did he go away? Nope, there he is. And this time he's brought buddies. Okay. Too many of them for me to fight. Whoops. Come back here. Come here. Okay. Cobblestone. Cobblestone. Well, I don't need the stairs. Or where are those stairs? Maybe it was just the andesite. Cobblestone. 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 More cobblestone. And jungle. Take those oak logs, which we can then turn into more sticks for more ladders. Because we're going to need a lot of cobblestone up there. All right. Should have probably brought a chest with me as well, because I don't seem to have much space left. But we can take advantage of a bundle, so there. Okay, we are at 87 here. And here we're at 144, so 57? No, 53? No, 57. Yeah, okay. 57 is what we have so far. Nearly died. Again. This time, not so much on purpose. Bad idea. Okay, let's try to get these two a little closer together. Honestly, I think this is probably high enough for my purposes. I mean, everywhere else I say have seen says take it up to 128 blocks, but eh, we'll go a little bit further. All right. Oi. We will put a placeholder up here for our chest or for our hopper. That's going to be probably going all the way down and then maybe cutting across open space to get inside our little sorter over there. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't figured that out or thought too much about this yet. I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome back. Oh, all right. Have fun at the beach. Okay, so I have made mob farms before, and I've never been an expert at them. So don't get your hopes up of seeing anything super professional or amazing here. But what everybody always seems to do is say, build this on a diagonal and then fill in the corners and whatnot. So I don't know. 1, 2, 3. I want this to be more or less the center. I don't know what I want this to be. We'll figure this out later. One, two, three, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So long. Farewell, Torch. No, that can't be right. That's more like right. But even this, truthfully, is wrong, because typically it's 5 out from the center, and if this is going to be the center, then, or X many out from the center, then that's going to be the center, then it's all wrong. Oh well. Let's try that water bucket clutch again. Whee! Nope. Still failed it. And I found a whole bunch of friends over here. Oh, jeez. Whoops, went to the wrong side. And now drowned. Alright, what was that creepy sound? Creepers. Not that I'm afraid of the creeper. I just don't want to deal with it. There are no monsters that can get me, though. Must be a spider on the roof. Ouch. Would be one down there, wouldn't there? Half a heart. As a creeper comes right at me. Did I mention I didn't want to deal with the creeper? Didn't want to deal with it with full hearts, let alone with one. Ah, there's my other bed. Come here. Skeleton that was down there is gone. Come on, you. Good news is we're almost back to full health. Almost. Like the fourth time I've swam over here today. Because I clearly know exactly what I'm doing. And what I'm planning to do. Okay. Reframe, rethink, replan. Really, what I need is pretty much a 3x3 with hoppers pointing into a central hopper here that's going to go all the way down to the ground. So some of this extra stuff is, well, extra. But I still need exterior walls. That may be there for the time being. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, get rid of this. That bottom layer is going to be the hoppers. And we'll have campfires on top, so eh, gonna get complicated and ugly. Like pretty much all my builds. And this is why I don't consider myself a builder. Temporarily, so I can get out of here safely. Okay, that's how many more levels I have to go up. So that's good to know. Incoming creeper. Incoming creepers. Not going to be able to sleep with him that close. Okay, what else do I need? I need a couple more buckets of water. Wouldn't be bad if I had some chests over here. Yes, yes, I know. You drowned, want me dead. I'm gonna need a lot of hoppers too, so at least if I'm gonna bring them all the way down to the ground. Which I could do. You know, making hoppers isn't really that big a deal for me. I have tons and tons of iron. All I need are planks to make chests. And I have plenty of that too, one way or the other. See? Oak logs. But let's take what we have that's pre-made. Wait, we need the ladder. I thought that was whatchamacallit? Rail. Just checking to make sure we're still live. YouTube is continuing to tell me that I'm having problems, so. And I guess I'll take a boat over there. A barbarian. That's interesting. What did I do with all the chests? I had like 24 chests on me earlier. What did I do with them? Anybody know what I did with them? There. Oops. Whoopsie. I All right, so that's 134 chests, which should be far more than I need for the moment. Let's make sure we have iron on us. Where's my iron? What did I do with it? Don't make me go upstairs. Looks like I still need to go upstairs. I need more iron to make more hoppers. Yeah, that's beginning to get a little full. I'm gonna have to do something about that at some point. Okay, so 5 iron per hopper per chest. Make a hopper, so I have 64 more iron or chest that at the least I need. So that means 300 iron, 9 per stack or per block. So that's 360 there. Brain breaking. Trying to do the math and failing at the moment. At least 30 something. Let's go with 31 for the moment. Can't help but notice that some of that got ejected, but that's okay. We will try to deal with that. Like that. And we still have a lot to deal with. Okay, so okay, technically I think that's enough hoppers. I think. And since I'm here and intended to do this earlier, we'll drop these lapis. on in here. Okay, anything else I need? A little more cobblestone wouldn't hurt. Maybe one more stack. Make sure that is cobblestone, not my filters. Because a boat makes this a lot easier. And I should have been using a boat earlier, but meh. No one ever accused me of being bright. Focus. I should have made a campfire too, but meh. Naturally, I'll finish filling in that later. And let's put a torch down here for now. There's a cloud in my spawner. At first, I didn't know what that was. Probably should have made some gates while I was down there. Hey, how's it going? Is it Shire? And thank you for the follow. I'm doing all right, and you? All right. Now here's where we're going to go ahead and start building out everything else. But what we're going to do first is build our temporary water source. I didn't think this out, as usual. Well, this is only taking the last maybe 30, 40 minutes, and that's mainly because I've been messing around with it. Um, I don't really have a great plan, but basic plan is just to build a quick mob farm. A little different from what I normally would do. This one is intended to be uh, capable of generating fighters on one side, maybe Endermen on another, and everything else on the other two. Maybe creepers instead of generic for the others. At least that's my kind of half-assed goal, if you'll excuse my French. Thought I'd need all four, but I guess not. And while I've built mob spawners before, I'm kind of just winging it here. None of my mob farms have ever been particularly good, though they've worked. And I don't really expect any different this time. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, four. In general, they're not all that hard. It's just getting the correct layout and locate at a good location. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Well, that's unfortunate. At least it's unfortunate for a test. Just wanted to see if I had the right distance for water. This is 1.21.8 on Java. The water, it's playing with my mind. Really? Really? I almost never have that kind of problem with water. There's no reason it should have been just arbitrarily making that turn and going off the edge. Not like this thing is unlevel. Okay, I think that's perfect. Hurry up. Get down. Ow. And into bed. I was trying to take it out fast enough, but meh. I knew I was risking it there. All right, let's see. And I have keep inventory turned on so that I don't lose anything, which is technically, I guess, cheating, but well, I don't like to lose my stuff, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, chest. Okay, I did not bring any logs over here, which I thought I had. I don't know. I am not much of a builder. I dig holes. Devices like auto spawn or mob farms and auto sorters, that's typically what I do. My girlfriend, who's my moderator on Twitch, um, she builds houses. She builds lots of little things that are very nice and pretty, like my house up here. She built it. Me, I don't build. I don't have much of an imagination when it comes to building. In some respects, I don't have much of an imagination anymore at all. So I'll hand it to her for her maintaining her sanity and her ability to foresee things. I don't need 54 or 64, but I'm taking, not the pale oak. I'm taking 64. Fence. Do I have any gates anywhere? Doesn't look like it. I just realized I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of trapdoors too. So I guess I will go get some more logs. My trees didn't grow straight. Or completely up, at least. In fact, doesn't look like any of them got this high. That's disappointing. Yeah, generally, I'm just kind of ad-libbing this whole thing. Hmm. Ow. That didn't hurt. Felt perfectly fine. Come on. Give me more saplings so I can replace these trees. I also don't mind the sticks too much. I think that may be the first time I ever actually stripped a log. And it was completely accidental. Well, that was not what I intended. But I don't know that this is enough wood for the number of stripped logs I'm going to have, but we're going to go with it. Un momento, por favor. Had to escort somebody out. Did I grab that crafting table from here? Yeah, I guess I did. Okay, trapdoors. I have a ridiculous amount of iron. I didn't know you could really make iron trapdoors. And it takes fewer of them to make it. That is tempting. That is very tempting. Lucky, you're getting in the way, man. Still need more than that. We will continue with our efforts here. Why am I doing that? Ah, did not mean to do that. Meant to do this. Ish. I don't need very many gates. I know that. And it really doesn't matter whether they're cherry or oak, or if they're matched or not. Really, same with the trap doors. It doesn't really matter. For the most part, they're not going to be visible anyway. We'll run the rest of these cherry planks upstairs. I think I have more than enough trapdoors, but it doesn't hurt to have extras. You know, I feel like I can just chuck this iron away and be fine. And I can. But there will come a time when I'd miss it and really want it. I know it. I know that about me. Hey Kai, how's it going? I'm having a pretty good day and hope you are as well. Hang on. Let me put a chest down here because it makes sense to have a chest down here. All right. Since we don't need them right this second, we'll put our gates and our trapdoors in there. And the rest of our hoppers. And I didn't bring the logs that I need for campfires. Duh. Didn't even think about that. 1, 2, 3. For a second there, I thought I was about to fall to my death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not that I need to fill in that bottom one, but still, gonna do it anyway. Mm, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now yeah, I screwed up. I meant to put them in like I had over here, but I didn't. Oh well. I'm gonna be below it anyway, so it really doesn't matter, but I had a plan, man. And then I went and screwed it up. And actually, that's the wrong spot anyway, I think. Yeah, it's too far over. Yeah, because the granite is pretty much the inner core of this whole thing, so the inner column. And so 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so that's a thing. Let's go ahead and put the water into place. More or less because why not? I'm gonna have to go down and get some more materials in any case, so basically I just want to make sure I have the water distances correct. And while it feels like I do, it also feels like I don't. Yeah, there's obviously short. So I went too far here. Looks like I went too far there, too. All right. Oi. I should probably go and get some more cobblestone. Yeah, see, that's the section I missed there. Everything else looks okay. You know, let's take a chest up. What did I do with the rest of the chests? Oh, there. Take a chest up for the moment. Why, hello, Spring. How was your nap? Of course it was too short. They're always too short. This time, I'm going to remember, yeah, right, to bring back some logs. I'm totally going to remember that, because I know what I'm doing. I am a professional. If you believe that, I have land to sell you. Bring back logs. Thank you. I have coal on me. Good, yeah. Yeah, good. Whatever. Oh yeah, forgot about this. So yeah, came over here and got a bunch of logs, planted a bunch of trees, and I made a whole bunch of planks and trapdoors and gates and things like that, and completely forgot that I needed to bring logs with me, make some campfires. And let's go get fresh ones. Yeah, for the most part, this looked like it worked out and grew like I wanted it to. Mostly. This is the sapling headquarters here. Okay, three logs per campfire. Now, do I want to go get soul sand? I need a few more logs in any case. Five more logs. 27. 27 is what I need. More saplings. Probably enough, really. Yeah, I have 30 logs, which is more than enough. quick nap as soon as I can. Wrong direction. Plummet to my death. The reason I'm going to get the soul sand is because the soul campfires apparently burn a little faster than and cause damage a little bit faster than the regular campfires. And I have a whole lot of soul sand available. Just to make sure. Yep. Well, soul soil. Soul sand. There. Just to confirm. 9 soul sand. Perfect. And I do need some more cobblestone, so we'll go dig some up. Why am I going to dig some up? I still have tons. I shouldn't need that much cobblestone, but it doesn't hurt to have extra. Also should have brought myself some carpet. So I guess we go back up the hill here. All right. Do I have any carpet already made? Brown carpet. Gray carpet. There's been progress-ish. Ugh. Gonna have to empty these bundles out at some point. Do I have any more carpet? Okay, where are my shears? I've misplaced my shears. Hmm. Well, do have a public server, well, public-ish server for viewers and followers and subscribers, etc. If you join my Discord and let me know your username, I may be able to go ahead and get that open for you. Though, to be honest, me and the other participants on the server haven't really been playing on the server much lately. Real life has been kind of bogging us down. And this here is just my single-player world that I occasionally let my girlfriend in on to let her build the things for me. Give me a second and I'll get you the link to the Discord. Thank you, Spring, for making that easier. Okay, 1 second while I copy this over. Occasionally I do. I have had a long-running Stardew series, but stopped playing with it because, well, I had pretty much done everything that I could do. I didn't 100% the game, but I did just about everything else in the game. At least from the anti-JoJo Mart uh, perspective. I could go back through it and do the JoJo Mart run, but I don't like JoJo Mart. Should 100% it. I may be silly. Oh, okay. I don't need a construction table. Or crafting table. I was thinking I may be silly and didn't make the things that I really, really needed. Which were the carpets. I'm going to need to prevent some things from spawning in some areas that I don't want them to spawn. Now, I think I need to go up another level before I start placing trapdoors. I think. And truthfully, I may even need to get more cobblestone. Because how I usually do this is just like a giant enclosed three-dimensional plus sign. But what I think I'm actually supposed to do is close in this entire area as a platform. I think. So, making essentially a diamond shape. But let's see what we can do first. See if we need more cobblestone. We'll go ahead and put down what we have and move on from there. But I could be wrong completely about this. Like I said, my usual attempts at this are not very good. They work, but just barely. Thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. And of course I would accidentally place one too many blocks. Not that it really matters, because this is going to be hidden behind a wall anyway. All right, let's start raising these walls up. That scared me. I attempted to do the whole water bucket clutch twice earlier and failed both times. So, plummeting to my death again would have been, especially accidentally, would have been very embarrassing. Yeah, I think I'm going to need more cobblestone. I'm also going to need some slabs. All right. You're going to make this big enough for Enderman actually to get trapped as well. So, at the very least, one side of this is going to have enough headroom, essentially, for Enderman, which is 3 high. The other side is going to be lower. Well, at least one spot is going to be lower. Because we're going to put in slabs to try to prevent anything higher than 1 block from spawning in. And that's going to be our spider area. But it doesn't hurt to go ahead and do the whole roof as 3 high. Or the whole room is 3 high. And you know what's great? Having had all the materials for this, as if I had been planning to build this all along. Just so you know, I had not been planning this. This kind of popped into my head earlier today. Oh wait, forgot to do one thing. And that one thing is add more scaffolding to our structure here. Yeah, that's more than enough, but did I remember the logs? Okay, good, I did. Okay. Wasn't sure. I'm losing my mind these days, so doesn't hurt to ask. All right. The reason I need carpet is to prevent spiders from spawning in unwanted areas, which are mainly going to be the non-spider platforms, but I'm kind of thinking that that's unnecessary. Did I not grab the rest of the gates? Right? Imagine. I don't know if I need those over there, technically. Or should have them over there, technically. Honestly, the generic and quite common creeper, because they have snuck up on me in many of my hardcore worlds many times, or hardcore series many times, and killed me when I least expected it. You know, just like everybody else. All right, I'm probably going to deliberately die here, so this is to test whether or not I really even need these fences here, or these gates. If I can fall through them or not. And the answer is yes. And I didn't die. It's a miracle. All right. In this wrong spot. I also need some semi-transparent blocks. Because they prevent spawning. Well, let's go ahead and make our campfires. We'll put those in the chest here. Da, da, da. I mean, I'm not exactly fans of a fan of the spiders either. In the real world, I'm an arachnophobe, one who fears spiders. It's not paralyzing to me, but I certainly don't like them. But I can deal with them in game. They're not that big a deal to me in game. Those are my filters. Cobblestone. Cobblestone. There's the cobble deep slate. There it is. Okay. Yeah, let's put all the cobbled deep slate into the super smelter. And since you probably weren't here before, this is a super smelter that I've built. I want it to make it a little more efficient than your standard super smelter. So this row over here is blast furnace, which is for copper, iron, and gold. That row is for food, and the rear row back there with the well, circling minecart is just your regular furnace. So food items get cooked much faster here. The iron, gold, and copper gets smelted a lot faster with the blast furnace, and everything else that just doesn't fit into the mold goes back there. It was kind of a pain, and as you can see, there's a lot of hoppers here, and the hoppers, most of the hoppers, are filled with blocks of bamboo, which comes from my bamboo farm up top there, and it is a standard bamboo farm, but it takes the raw bamboo, compresses it with the auto crafter into bamboo blocks, and then passes it on down here. So I don't have to go digging for a coal or making charcoal in order to feed the whole thing and keep it running. So I wouldn't say it's impressive, but it was definitely a lot of work and a lot of effort went into it. And what I was going to do down here is build an auto sorter, and I still may, that just takes care of everything else down here. So everything that doesn't get cooked, melted, or melted down would just pass down through here to the sorter. And then ultimately the results of those things too would come down here. That should be more than enough deep slate. We'll take the other cobblestone down here too. I wouldn't say I'm good with redstone. I'm learning and I'm willing to experiment. The nighttime? Yep. Accidentally locked myself out there when I was just trying to see. How are you today, Quigs? Coming up here to show the bottom inside of the bamboo farm. So this took a fair amount of figuring out. The hard part was really the auto crafting system. And that I borrowed from somebody else's design. They I think they were doing it for auto crafting of iron blocks as opposed to whatchamacallit. I'm doing all right. As opposed to bamboo blocks, and I did use it in my iron farm, but then I realized I could adapt it to bamboo blocks as well. And so the bamboo farm upstairs above this is just your standard one. You've probably seen it a million times. And then bamboo comes down, gets fed into the hoppers, which gets fed into the crafter. And I mirrored it on that side. So we have the exact same thing, theoretically twice as much. And then if these chests get completely full of bamboo blocks, this effectively turns it off, or at least turns off the crafters. because it'll end up locking the uh, hoppers, preventing any more bamboo from being fed into these chests, which in turn feeds the crafters. That's possibly the most complex thing I ever figured out and did on my own. And we have a fair amount of bamboo blocks waiting here to be fed down there. Added this lever to turn on and off this particular hopper, or maybe that one, to keep the bamboo up here and let it fill up. Because it's going to be a long time before even this much bamboo gets used. And so I didn't feel it was necessary to always have it feeding in. And bamboo blocks make a decent fuel source, so it all works out for me. Ah, you can't make deep slate slabs? Or do they have to be cobbled deep slate? Eh. I'm gonna guess it has to be cobbled deep slate. In which case I ruined all the deep slate that I have. I don't know. We'll find out one way or the other in a minute. Regardless, the stone cutter didn't like the regular deep slate. Yeah. 6 blocks and it doesn't like it. However, with a cobbled deep slate, we can make slabs and everything else. That's a little irritating. Not that I need very many slabs, but I'm just more comfortable with swords overall. And I'm from way back in the Minecraft era where you didn't really use sword or axes for attack or couldn't. I don't remember if you could way back in 2011, but I know it's something that you can do now. It's just never did that before in the old days. And so I never got in the hang and use of axes for attacking. The hang of and the use of. And so my mind always says, hey, use a sword to kill that mob. Aha. Okay, what else do I need? Alrighty, Quigs. See you later. Hope you have a great weekend and the rest of your day. I know the weekend is mostly over, but you know what I mean. Always good to see you. Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? Haha. Be sure to tell Essie I say hi. When I get done, I'll try to remember to raid her. Hollow Knight Day. Of course. I completely understand. You are absolutely, positively addicted to Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight trumps Minecraft easily, so I don't blame you. You absolutely are. Okay, yeah, still plenty breakdown here for now. Oh, okay. Well then, I hope you have a great night. I'm telling you that in advance. And thank you for following me both here and on Beam, or it was Beam, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. and it was good to meet you. Thank you. And I hope to see you again soon. Absolutely. You are absolutely welcome. Okay, so that was my access to the top here. Didn't mean to do that. See ya. The last thing we need is something spawning up here while I'm working on this. Oh no, Spring, Ghost is live too. I'm hoping this mob farm actually works better than the one I have on our server. Although, to be honest, that one is more complex in that it has a lot more platforms to it. So, while I have one layer here, that one, words are hard. That one goes up a lot further, has a lot of layers to it, so lots of things theoretically could spawn all at once. Alright. Let's put these here. And that should prevent anything that is taller than a spider from spawning in that spot. Which, generally, is everything. See if we can get that torch. Want not, waste not. As if I say that a lot in my daily life. No one asked for you to be there. Okay, I'm gonna hop over here. Kill those granite blocks. Fill that in. Well, I'm not gonna just leave a piece of scaffolding up there. There. All right. Gotta go down. Hopefully not get killed by a mob when I get back up here. And fill in the missing pieces, which are a couple of hoppers and the campfires. Looks like we already got things spawning, so that's a good sign. Hey. Uh-huh. I don't think I even need to close this up, really. So, it's working. Now I just need to do something about the collection. The collection of goods. which may mean I need more hoppers than I set out to use. Because I think I'm going to just bring it all down here. And here's where things are going to get ugly and probably a little lethal. Let's go get some water. Let's put the water down there. Still have a ways to go. Is that dirt? Yeah, that is dirt. Okay, fine. All right. Problem. Minor problem. Sort of. All right. If I have the water in the right spot, this will be fine. If not, this will not be fine. It'll be fine anyway, because, again, I'm playing with keep inventory on, so even if I die, it's okay. Regardless, let's count down the plunge. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plunging. Totally fine. That worked out better than I was expecting. Now, technically, what I should have up there is a whatchamacallit, AFK zone. But what I'll do is build a little platform underneath where I can just sit. Now, in theory, they should be up on top along with everything else. But, well, on top above the spawner, but that's not happening this time around. Hey, Dixie, how's it going? Alright. How am I going to do this? Yeah. I'm doing all right. Hey, Feck. Or is it Peck? Ah, thank you for the sub. Hopefully, the alert will go off sometime soon. It seems to be running a little low for some reason. Hey. That made me a nervous wreck. Alright. We'll enclose this whole little thing. At least to a certain extent. Make it so we can't just fall off and die, you know? I don't know why, but the YouTube chat is not appearing in my unified chat for some reason, so I apologize about that. It was earlier. Nice to see you as well, Icebroken. I hope you all are having a great weekend. Alright. So, we should be able to just AFK here if I choose to do so, without too much risk. Okay, good. Even a creeper doesn't last too long here. Do you do wrestling on PlayStation 4 or 5? Really and truly, I don't expect to actually do any AFKing here. But I like having the option that I can just sit here and let all the things spawn and ultimately create stuff for me down below. All right, let's see what kind of stuff we've gotten so far. Mostly bones, a lot of gunpowder, and a bit of string. I don't mind the arrows either. All right, so this seems to be working pretty well. And I will take my stuff and go home now. Do I want to take any of this stuff? Maybe the clippers or shears. Home is over there. A nice house that my mod / girlfriend built for me. The ironic thing about the mob farm is that I mainly built it so I could have or get a lot of access to string, so I can make scaffolding, so I can make a good spider farm in theory. But it's actually producing more string than I anticipated. And so I don't think I'll worry too much about that anymore. Okay, bones. Well, okay, fine. Be that way, bones. More arrows. More string. Do I have gunpowder in here? Maybe. Put those in there. And I've still got to do something like make a trash chute somewhere. But for the moment, all right, so I'll give you the grand tour. So this is my house that like I said, Spring made for me, my mod / girlfriend. Few sheep and cows, bamboo, food and sugarcane. These are literally my sacrificial lambs. They are not long for this world. My main mine is here, although I've mined in a few different places nearby. But when I go digging for anything, this is usually where I go. I'm not going to go all the way down because I want to come in here. I need to redo this, but this was the loader for my super smelter. But since 1.21 kind of broke the old design that I had just learned about, it doesn't work as efficiently as I had hoped it would. And so I'm going to have to wait until they or someone comes up with a new design. But anything that I mine in the mines generally will be dumped into that cart, shoot down here. To the other part of my mine slash super smelter. Took me a few weeks to build this, but the gist of it is copper, iron, and gold ore gets put into this chest or distributed to this chest through an auto sorter for these things, the things that get smelted. Food gets deposited in this chest, and anything else that gets cooked one way or another in a regular furnace goes into a chest on the far side over there and goes through your standard furnaces. These down here, instead of standard furnaces, are smokers on this row and blast furnaces there. So the blast furnace is a lot more efficient than the regular furnace when it comes to the various ores. The smoker is a lot more efficient with regards to foods. And so I wanted it to be as efficient as possible. Now, I primarily was thinking that I'd be fueling all of this with either charcoal or regular coal. But then I learned that bamboo blocks are flammable. And so directly overhead, up top, I have a bamboo farm that uses a crafter to make bamboo blocks that feed all the way down here into the system over here from way up there. And all of these, as you can see, are filled with bamboo. And I have a couple of shut-off points down here and up there. And the auto sorter, or auto smelter, will automatically feed fuel into the chest over here. Into the fuel chest here, whenever it needs it. So, if I were to take a stack of bamboo out and then run over here real quick, if I can, you'll see it feeding in right now. Well, somewhere you will. That twitch there that it has is an indication that it's grabbing, or rather, bamboo is being fed out. And it will automatically lock this particular hopper when that chest gets full over there. We'll just toss that in there back into the system. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, it was my intent to have coal, charcoal, and bamboo automatically get sorted over to the fuel chest. But with as much bamboo as I have, coal and bamboo or charcoal aren't necessary anymore. And here's where we have the copper, the iron, and the gold. as part of their our sorter segment. Foods are here: potatoes, chicken, rabbit, fish, pork, etc. Mutton. And then everything else pretty much. Although I actually don't have everything completely filled in. So these are just blank for now. Whereas over here, I have cobbled deep slate, stone, which would end up in smooth stone, some oak logs. I need to sort these out eventually. Cobblestone, which will become stone. Cherry logs, charcoal. Dark oak logs, again, charcoal. Netherrack becomes netherrack bricks. And that's it for now. I have more items that I need to dig up, but that's the gist of how this works. And I did this piece by piece, week after week, here in survival mode. Even though I have access to creative mode, I didn't want to do this in creative mode. I wanted to do this legit on screen, on stream, so that everyone could see how much painful work it was. With the exception of the auto sort, not the auto sort, the bamboo farm and all of the hoppers down here. Those I did not do in survival mode. Those I did do in creative. Now, the bamboo farm, as I showed earlier. Well, before we get to the bamboo farm, I'll show the iron farm that I have right up here as well. This is not my design. I forget who was the designer. But I copied their design and put it underground because I didn't need it to be pretty. And this makes, instead of bamboo bars, or excuse me, iron bars, or nuggets or ingots, whatever, it makes blocks of iron. So I modified their design a little bit, but fundamentally it's theirs, not mine. If you look back far enough, you'll find the my reference to it, to who they are. And that poor innocent little iron golem is going to die for my iron, like all the rest. Now, I intended to actually make this something that can be turned on and off. I really don't need any more iron at this point, but I haven't bothered to figure out how to do that. I haven't bothered to find any slimes, even though I kind of want to make a slime farm somewhere so I can make sticky pistons. But I haven't done that. But yeah, I have a little bit of iron. This is my nether portal there. This was my original attempt at making a spider farm. It did not work out, and so it is officially dead. May as well light it up so that nothing spawns in here. But yeah, got absolutely nothing out of that. That never worked in any way, shape, or form. Forgot what I did down that way. Sorry. This is a shortcut, although it wasn't originally intended to be a shortcut to that. back to the sorter, or smelter. Originally, the super smelter was going to feed into an auto sorter down here, and it still may do that one day. But right now, I'm kind of evaluating the idea of using the copper golems once they hit. But I'm not certain yet whether I'll do that. Ordinarily, I would have just left the copper here, because copper was useless to me. But now that there's copper things coming, I may as well go ahead and toss these into the smelter. In a second, well, yeah, seeing the blast furnaces light up, though don't have enough in there to overwhelm it and thus get a lot of the blast furnaces working, but still, that's the idea. Then we'll run on up top. I'll show you the bamboo farm. And then I will call it a day. After a word from our sponsor. ZQL. Nap when you have the chance. One of these days, I'm going to make a decent entrance, or at least a decent attempt at an entrance. To the bamboo farm. So, you've seen any generic bamboo farm for the most part. A little double-sided. So you have 2 lanes of bamboo growing, and either side can trigger the braking independently. And the same thing mirrored on that side over there. And there's a skeleton. So front side is basically the same as the back side. Yep, it just triggered. I think that side, yeah. And the bamboo gets sucked up by hoppers down beneath. Most bamboo farms use a minecart. I didn't want to have a constant sound of a minecart up here. So I used a double row of hoppers beneath the bamboo. And they deposit the bamboo into these 2 chests, that one and that one. And then those feed into auto crafters on either side, which in turn feeds this chest, which is used as a filter and, not filter, a flow system. They all accumulate down in here, and when this overflows, it'll fill in there, and then there. And ultimately, they go down to the auto smelter, the super smelter. Although I have it currently locked so that bamboo does not collect down there currently. It will stay up here because pretty much all of the hoppers below this one, well, maybe not all, but most are completely full. And so that's how my system works. Originally, as you can see, I was growing bamboo over there, but I no longer need that bamboo. So it may come out, it may not, it may just remain decorative. I haven't decided yet. I was having some problems with the loader, well, unloader. And so earlier today, I built this little test rig to see what might be going on. And it turned out that I had a powered rail, or at least something to accelerate minecarts, a little too close to the end of the system. And so the minecart would come in, hit, and then ricochet out slowly, or rather rebound out slowly, and never unload everything all at once. But that is now fixed down there, and so that's that. Um, this is the entrance to my, well, very deep, dark mine. And this is one of the many huge caves that are beneath my house. And that little plateau right there is where the auto sorter and the collection room is going to be. So that about does it. Uh, I have a couple little more or less tree farms over here, just because. But nothing much is done outside of that area. I've been trying to spread as many of the cherry blossom trees as I can. I have some technically mines that way. There are more tunnels to other parts of the area, but that's really about it. So I'm going to go over here, hop back in the house, and we shall call it a day. All right. So thank you again for joining me today. I'm happy to have met so many people today, and I hope you all come back and visit me again today. Well, soon. If you haven't already followed or subscribed, please do. I'll be back next weekend, but not on Saturday. I typically do stream on Saturdays and Sundays, but this upcoming Saturday, not going to stream. I will be back next Sunday and probably the following Monday, which is Labor Day here in the United States. So I'll probably make up for Saturday's stream on Monday, but don't hold me to that. It depends on how I feel on Monday. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great day today, the rest of your weekend, a great week ahead of you, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.
I will be the last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. And I won't have your name to call. 'Cause I will be the last to fall.